All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. For the final segment of today's show, we are going to preview the games for this upcoming weekend. And my dog, again, laying outside my bedroom door, and she just went running down the stairs, so I don't know if somebody's home or something. I was suspecting that she would start barking. But, oh, nope, she's coming back up the stairs, so never mind. So hopefully she doesn't bark, but, it's a you never know with that. And it's happened a couple times. It's happened on the stream. It's happened on the Patreon. So, yeah, we're just waiting for that to happen. But, so with that, let's get into the final segment of the show. It's previewing the games for this weekend. So, obviously, I alluded to it before, but you got the Mariners and the Rangers this weekend. And that is a huge series, and that's definitely the one to really pay close attention to because these two teams are fighting for wild card spots. And, listen, they still have a chance. They have a great chance at the division right now because the Astros, are only a half game up on both of them at the moment, or a game and a half. Half a game up on both of them. So that could change this weekend. We could see the Astros now in the wild card instead of the division. But big series this weekend, 8:05 Eastern Time. It's in Texas. So you got Dunning on the mound for the Rangers, and you got Miller on the mound for the Mariners. So that's tonight's game. Then Saturday, tomorrow, you got Gilbert on the mound, and right now the Rangers don't have. Right now it's to be determined. At least that's what it says on MLB. And then Sunday, as we will take a quick look. Right now, Wu is the starting pitcher for the Mariners, and the Rangers again. It just says to be determined. So, I could check. Well, you know what else? CBS. They sometimes have the how it lines up. So let's see. Let's see if they have it. Yeah, that's weird that it's not up yet. I know the Rangers. All right, so right now on CBS it has Montgomery lined up to pitch on Saturday. MLB says to be determined, but yeah, so Montgomery against Gilbert. At least that's what it says on CBS. And then Sunday's going to be Wu versus Evaldi. Okay. So again, that could change, but MLB it still says to be determined, but CBS has Montgomery and Evaldi. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Montgomery's been good for them. Evaldi, at one point was a Cy Young candidate before he got hurt. So, we'll see. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. This series is one of those is the biggest series really for this weekend. You got Blue Jays and Rays. I would probably rank that second. Brewers and Marlins. For the Brewers, they're trying to clinch the division. Marlins are trying to keep themselves in that third wild card spot. Obviously, this team is not going to the playoffs, but you got the Cardinals and the Padres, and this is a big series for the Padres. So, but I think really you got to focus a lot of your attention on Mariners Rangers. That is a big series, and listen, they play each other to close out the season, but we'll just see we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But so then we look over at the Rays and the Blue Jays, their series. So you got Chris Bassett and Tyler Glasnow going at it, so that's a good pitching matchup. And this is at Tropicana Field. So that's the first game. That's today. Tomorrow is Littell against Hyun-Jin Ryu, who's 3-3 with a 2.62 ERA since he's come back from injury. So he's been good for them. And that's big, especially giving them another arm. So Kikuchi is getting the start on Sunday as of right now against Bradley, and he left the game against the Yankees early. He was dealing with an injury, so but he's been good for them. 10-6, 3.74 ERA. Bradley's 5-7 with a 5.36. So, but that's the Blue Jays and the Rays series, and that could definitely that could go bad for the Blue Jays. Because, again, Blue Jays are not careful and they lose that series. But then again, the Mariners and the Rangers are playing each other. But, Yeah, they. But if the Blue Jays can, take that series with the Rangers and the Mariners playing each other, that can that can really help them because they could kind of maybe widen the gap a little bit, and get cement themselves as the second wild card at the moment. And the Rays, this is big for them because trying to catch the Orioles, and right now they are, like I said, they're a game and a half back, and it's still possible. They still got a great chance. I mean, I still like the Orioles' chances because, yeah, so they're playing the Guardians right now. They lost yesterday. Then they play Washington, and then they play 4 against the Red Sox. And those games are at home. So I'd like to think that they get it done and they clinch the division. Rays obviously got to deal with the Blue Jays, who are fighting for the wild card. So Rays got a tougher schedule at the moment, but again, they're a very good team, and they could still take the series against the Blue Jays, and they play them again. So it's going to be tougher for them as opposed to the Orioles based on the opponents, but the Rays are a very good team. And listen, the Blue Jays, again, and I've mentioned this several times already, they've had a history over the past couple of seasons where in a big spot, they kind of fold. So that's something to keep in mind. But maybe this year's different. Hopefully they get Vlad back because, again, still dealing with a knee injury. But we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah, I think that's when it comes to the American League, I mean, the Twins are playing the Angels, so they're, they should win a game and wrap up the division, again, by this weekend. But, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the, again, Orioles continue their series with the Guardians. Astros play the Royals, and they got Valdez pitching tonight. And against Raggins, who's been very good for the Royals. That was and I talked about that with that he was involved in the Aroldis Chapman deal with the Rangers. So we'll see what happens with that. Astros are at home, so hopefully they can, for them, they get back on the right track, pick up another win because they did, salvage the last game against the Orioles. So, listen, the Royals have lost over 100 games. Sweep them. Go out and sweep them. That's what you got to do. But, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the American League. And then you move over to the National League side of things. You got the Diamondbacks playing the Yankees. So you got Fad on the mound tonight. 2-8 with a 5.86 ERA. But, hey, listen, he outdueled Justin Steele the other night. So you figure, hey, maybe, he's playing against the Yankees, so he should, the Yankees are not good against pitchers that have, 5-6 ERAs this year. So you figure, he's going to pitch well. So that you got him, and then you got Luke Weaver pitching for the Yankees. It's just so weird. Luke Weaver is pitching for the Yankees? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. All right, so we'll have to go back to CBS because they don't have. So they got Zach Davies is on the mound right now. It says for the Diamondbacks for Saturday because it says to be determined on MLB. So I don't know why, but that's just how they have it. And then you got Nelson going for the Diamondbacks on Sunday against Clark Schmidt. So that's the matchups for this weekend for the Diamondbacks. So I think they should take that series, but again, anything is possible. But you favor the Diamondbacks because they got something to play for. But again, as a Yankee fan, I'm just hoping we could at least stay over 500. I just don't want to finish with a sub 500 record. I really don't. But again, I'm not going to be parading around, my house if they end up doing that because this season's just been a disappointment. But yeah, so that's that series for this weekend. Cubs play the Rockies. You got Tyone on the mound, and he's 7-10 with a 5.27 ERA. Hasn't been great, and he's going up against Davis, who's 0-2 with a 9.58. Cubs got to win tonight. They got to take this series. Otherwise, they're going to be on the outside looking in. Then you got Chris Flexton on the mound, who's 1-8 with a 7.19 ERA, going up against Wicks for the Cubs, who's 3-1 with a 2.67. So that's Saturday's matchup. Then you have on Sunday, you got Black Blatch, I think. Is that how you pronounce it? 3-2 with a 5.37 ERA against Assad with a 4-3 with a 3.04 ERA. Again, if I'm butchering these names, I apologize because I don't know. I don't know that some of the pronunciations for these, and I guess it's Blatch for the Rockies. I don't know. So that's the matchup for this weekend with the Cubs. So again, go and take the series. The Reds, they play the Pirates. You got Abbott on the mound for Friday for tonight. Then you have for tomorrow, you have Phillips on the mound. And then for Sunday, you have Williamson. So, yeah, I mean, listen, got to take that series if you want to. Pirates haven't been good this year, and the Reds, they need this. So those are the pitching matchups there. So Brewers and Marlins, you got Corbin Burns and Chargois. I don't know. I really don't know how to pronounce some of these names. He's pitching for the Marlins. I mean, Corbin Burns, that's easy enough, right? So that's going to be tough for the Marlins. Then tomorrow's matchup, you have, let's see. I'm scrolling through. I'm trying to find it. All right, here we go. All right, so, and then it doesn't get any easier. You got Brandon Woodruff pitching, and then and the Marlins got Luzardo pitching tomorrow. So, yeah, it doesn't get any easier there. You got the two best pitchers, and then you got Peralta, who's been good, and they got the Marlins got Cabrera pitching on Sunday. So, yeah, that's going to be a tough series for the Marlins, and we'll just leave it there. But, yeah. Yeah, but we'll see. Listen, they swept the Braves, so they could go out and do really well against these very good pitchers. But then again, they are missing some of their key guys, Jake Berger and Arise. So you're hoping they're back for these games. You got the Cardinals and the Padres. I talked about who was pitching this weekend for them. They got Waldron, they got Martinez, and then on Sunday they have Michael Wacha pitching. Now, some of these guys, like Waldron, he's got a 5 ERA, so you're hoping that, the guy that the Padres are going against, he's got a 5 ERA, Hudson. So you're hoping, the Padres go out there and they sweep. Because if they sweep, odds are they're going to gain some ground in this wild card. So, so that's that series. Giants, they continue their series with the Dodgers. Tonight it's on Apple TV, so if you got that and you want to check that out, it's on Apple TV. You got Sean Manaea and Ferguson tonight. Tomorrow Kershaw's pitching, so that's not good for the Giants. And then you got Lance Lynn, he's been okay with the Dodgers since coming over. So actually, let's look at his numbers very quickly. But right before we wrap up here, so with the Dodgers, he's 6-2 with all right. So he's got a 4.67 ERA, which is not good, but he's 6-2. And with the White Sox this year, he was 6-9 with the 6.47. So, but yeah, I think that's Phillies play the Mets this weekend. But I think they pretty much they're not going to fall out of the top spot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And that this segment flew by. And the show flew by. So with that is all the time that we have for today. As always, I thank you guys for watching. We'll be back on Monday, and we'll see where everything is, standings-wise, and who clinched and who hasn't, because the Twins probably will by then. But that'll be for Monday's show. So have a great weekend, and I will see you guys then. So, as always, I'm Kenneth Gruenfelder, signing off from the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good weekend. I will see you guys Monday. And until then, I'm signing off. Again, have a good weekend. And see you guys Monday. Take care.